Welcome. My name is Dovedi. I'm the founder of Premier Property, and this is the weekly Q&A that we do, which is live and then recorded and played back here right for you on a weekly basis. Now, these questions that we've got here each week though, that I'm answering have actually come from our Premier Property community. Premier Property Inner Circle, people that are active, really on it, and my aim here is to help and assist you with your questions, answer them from my humble experience over the last 30 years. If you're joining me for the first time, like what I say, my name's Dovedi. I'm the founder of Premier Property, investor over the last 30 years. So let's jump into these questions. And the first question I've got here, some detailed questions. I've got 4 specific questions, quite detailed to be fair. So we got Bobby asking here about a specific tax question. We got Anthony Tate asking, the piece of information and advice will help them to pivot into success. We've got questions here from Pat, all about how you do creative strategies and how you can make them work. And we've also got questions about ASTs and tenants. So a whole mixed bag and array. So we're going to jump in right now. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, and if you haven't already, then do feel free to join us. And you know that you can subscribe to our channel. And you can also, just click on that bell icon just to make sure you get these every week. As soon as we release these new videos, if you want to call them, every week, to make sure that you get your questions answered. Now, if you're on Clubhouse and you're watching this on Clubhouse, well, you can ping, can't you? Ping is a thing these days. Ping it over. Right, okay. That was a new word for me, as you can tell. Right, get to the point, Cam. Answer the questions. Right, okay. First question being asked here is by Jason Joyce, all about tenants. So, Jason is asking, I viewed a property, he says, is a tenant in situ. Okay, so what are the main things I need to be aware of and look into before considering making an offer? There's a number of questions here Jason's asked, all put together. So that's the first part of the question. So Jason, on that note, a number of properties that we buy at Premier Property are with tenants already in there. Now, to be fair, that can work really well for you. It can also go very wrong for you as well. So let me explain the scenarios where it can go really wrong. It can go wrong in the way that you can have tenants in there which are not paying tenants with the wrong agreements, and right now where we are in 2021, the eviction process has become even more difficult, and it can take you 12 to 18 months to evict a tenant. Now, having said that, because I want to share with you, just want to be real with you, right? So that's the sort of the cons of the scenario, but the pros are that a good tenant in situ in your property when you're purchasing it, like we do at Premier Property, what you will find is you have no voids. You've got a tenant that's already paying rent. You've got a tenant that is settled in and is treating it like their home. And you are creating a great business while you're providing a home for someone. So those types of tenants work really well. To answer your question, what do you consider? Well, the 3 key parts that you really want to be considering about this is, first of all, to be checking to make sure that the rental is being paid on a regular basis, and you want to check the track record. Now, this is very easy to do. It's in the conveyancing process. So your solicitor will actually check this for you, and your conveyancing solicitor will be able to confirm that. Please, 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 if you're listening into this, do confirm this ASAP before you exchange. Very, very, very important. If you're on Clubhouse and you want to ping some more people in, feel free to do that. You can do this anytime right now. The more the merrier, right? So, so that's part of your question, Jason. So part of your question, I've answered part of it. So that's one thing that you can do. Another thing that you can be doing is have a conversation with that tenant. So what we do at Premier Property, so now, I have managers that manage our portfolio, but I do like to keep my hand in, and I always like to have the conversation with tenants just to find out. And one of my key questions, here's a little bit of a deeper tip. You can always ask the tenant to find out, is there any maintenance? How is your landlord behaving? And you'll typically find that if a tenant wasn't happy with landlord, but you asking that question, what maintenance is required, they kind of build a rapport with you. You can build a connection, and by you asking that question, you're providing you're fixing the property to what's required, upgrading the maintenance if required, and then you have a good tenant. So it's a conversation to be had as well. So that's the second part I want to share with you, all about making sure the tenant is good. And the third thing that you really want to be checking is, how are they actually going to be paying the rent? What is their flow of cash? Where is that money coming from? Are they a working tenant? What's the scenario with the work? Has there been any references in place? If there aren't, maybe you want to put some of those references in place, which might mean a new agreement. And if it's a local housing allowance tenant, then well, that's good. We've got a number of local housing allowance tenants. You want to be making sure that they are a passport benefit tenant, we call them, which means that the rent comes to them on a regular basis, and you want to be making sure that you're able to get that money coming directly to you, bypassing the tenant. And you want to do all this before exchange. So hope this is answering. I'm going into a lot of depth there, isn't it? It's the first question, but the first question's got like 7 parts to it. But that's okay. Hope you're enjoying this. If you are, you can click on that bell icon and you can ping some more people in here as well. And keep in mind, by the way, if you have a question, feel free to join us. You can always ask, make comments if you're watching this on YouTube. And if you're in Clubhouse, then, you can always raise your hand and I'll do my best to answer your questions as well for you, okay? And by the way, trust me, there's no silly question and it can be a very specific question as well. I will do my best to help you to answer these just by what we're doing on a daily basis. So, Jason, that's part of your question there being answered. And I think I've answered the rest of it for you as well. Brilliant. So thanks, Jason. Moving on to the next question. Next question is by Pat. Pat is doing a creative deal. She's looking for Pat's looking for a creative situation. So Pat says, I have a situation where 2 neighbours are both prepared to sell their properties, which are 2 4-bedroom detached properties. Boom! Right there. Yeah, massive opportunities. I'm already thinking about the massive opportunities that you have with this. As you mentioned, detached, and then you mentioned 2, and you mentioned 4-bed. So far, so good. Okay. So Pat's also saying they meaning the neighbours, I presume, are also prepared to sign a purchase option agreement, which would allow time to get planning. Is there such thing as a double boom? I think we're just having it right now. Double boom. Yeah. So there, even more potential. Okay. So Pat is then saying, I wanted to find out what is the maximum work you can do under the new PD rights in order to add value without going down the route of planning. I believe I can go out to the rear and the side. I need clarity on what is allowed going up and under the new PD rights. Basically what can you do, right? The neighbouring properties are 2-story houses, says Pat. Pat, I'm loving the situation that you've put yourself in. There's such creativity there. So to answer your question directly, there are in fact 9 PD rights that you can apply right now. Now in 2021, there was a number of them that are going to expire in July. We're not quite sure if they're going to be renewed yet but I am hearing on the grapevine that some of them might be getting renewed. But we will share the facts when we know that. So there's a number of PD rights that you can use up to July. And there are a number of new PD rights that came in on September in 2020, which are applicable right now. And you know what? I don't know why, but it seems like the council and the government, they made it so confusing because they're all using different letters and they're using the alphabet in different ways, and it's confusing a lot of people. Hey, but PD rights definitely work. So a couple of my favorites, and you might want to check these out, or maybe we can discuss these further. Do let me know if you want to discuss this further at another point. If you're on Clubhouse, do let me know as well. Just give me a quick yes if you do. So some of the PD rights that you can use are AA. You can also use the PD right AZ, ZA even, ZA more commercial, but for your resis, there are opportunities there for your PD rights. I mean, I haven't got the time to list all the whole PD right scenarios, but you can be rest assured that you can be looking for perimeter development rights in there. So your 3 meters can be going back into the house. You can actually further extend with neighbours' permission. Now, if you are your own neighbours, we have a number of properties like this where we are our own neighbours. 50% of that decision when it comes to planning, and we're discussing planning. We're actually discussing PD rights here. But if it comes to planning, then 50% of the decision is with the neighbours. And if you're your own neighbour, 50% of the decision, of course, is then yours. So I like the fact that you got a couple of these. So PD rights, you can extend back with permission with Neighbours, you can typically go into a 6-meter extension sometimes, and even an 8-meter sometimes there is available. Within the PD rights, you can go into second stories without planning. We've got to look at that. I need some more information on seeing the site for this, Pat. But there are these opportunities. You can do this as well. And of course, while you're doing all this, what we also do at Premier Property is we use this as the initial way of actually getting in with the deal. But remember that you can always go for planning, and with something like you've got there, like it sounds like you've got a great site where you have a potential of really building and really densifying that site. So sounds like there could be a planning opportunity there as well. So a number of things that you can do there. I mentioned some of the PD rights, I mentioned the lengths, and yes, you can go to the site as well. And there are new PD rights where, in certain areas, I say certain areas because the local plan supersedes the national plan. So, of course, some of the councils don't like it. The planners don't like you can just do what you want to do within permitted development. So, some of them are trying to stop this kind of scenario, but there are certain scenarios where they just can't stop that. You can do what you like. So you do need to check the local plan if there are any complications in there. If there aren't, then you can, you could just do it. So you could actually be going up even a further 2 stories in a number of cases if you really wanted to. It's shocking what you can do and how much added value you can build in to your site that you got there, Pat. So hope that gives you some food for thought, things that you can actually be moving forward with. Yeah, for sure. Do enter in your comments and help us out. Subscribe to the channel. Let's get this out to as many people as possible. And same with Clubhouse, right? Feel free to ping and invite as many friends as you like, people as you like. That's pretty cool. By the way, if you're not following me yet on Clubhouse, just click my face and feel free to follow. Yeah, you can do this right now. Next question is by Anthony Tate. Anthony is asking, another one of our Premier Property Inner Circle members, really on it is Anthony. And Anthony is asking, can someone kindly remind me what the term is when a vendor wants a piece of the developer's profits on completion of the project? Now, to be fair, I've been looking at a number of auction catalogs today, and this actual word has come up a number of times. In fact, I can remember today, just today, I've read that at least twice, the word. And it's one word. And the one word is overage. Overage is the word. So that's what we're discussing here, Anthony. That's the word you want to use. So where you can have, the developer has a partial profit margin, or it might be a 50-50. It's written in the contracts. So there you go, Anthony. Short, sharp answer on that one. I can do short, sharp, but what can I do? There's so much to share with you, isn't it? Right, so let's move forward and answer the next question. The next question is by Bobby. So the fourth and final question I'm going to be answering today. And if you are enjoying this, and if you're enjoying the fun and you're enjoying the excitement, hopefully that's coming through, because it is exciting, when you know what to do and you're doing it. Absolutely, you can really make this work, take it to the next level. Bobby Shah is asking a question. This is from Bobby's from our Premier Property community. Bobby's from a Premier Property community on Facebook, which of course, if you don't know about it, you do want to join it, you can join it. Absolutely, look at that, hey? Right, yes. So Bobby Shah in the Premier Property community. Just search that Premier Property community. So Bobby is asking a tax question. Now, I just want to be clear. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not an accountant. I can't give you tax advice. What I'm sharing here with you is what we are doing, the entrepreneur's perspective, if this makes sense. And Mike's saying, questions going on here. About Clubhouse, how to join Clubhouse. How long does it usually take to flip a property? Various questions. Oh my God, how are we going to answer all of these? We're going to have to wait till next week for these, so do answer your questions and just bring them in and ask some further ones next week. But let me answer Bobby Shah's question. Bobby is saying, hello, Bobby. If I bought a piece of land in a new limited company, as you can see, I'm reading this off the cuff, by the way. I bought a piece of land in a new limited company, and built a house and sold it, making say £100,000 profit, I will pay 19% corporation tax, says Bobby. Assuming I am on a 20% tax bracket, less than 50k income, and I don't do any more projects in this limited company, can I take out an annual dividend over a number of years so I minimize the income tax, or do I have to take all the profit out at once and pay income tax on it? Bobby, deep tax question. Now, like I say, no tax advice, but I want to share with you something that not a lot of people know about. And do check this in with your accountants, and do check this with your tax experts. Do get tax advice on this. But one of the things that we do at Premier Property, we create a property tax structure. So a property tax structure. In that property tax structure, you can have, now you've got to set this up right, your accountants will do this. I've said it about 3 times now, haven't I? Right, yeah, but you got it, right? So you have a property tax structure. What we've got is a property tax structure. In that property tax structure, we have a limited company, that is a development company. And we have another company, which is a holding company for long-term investment, if I'm making sense. Now, there are ways where you can repurpose let's use the right words, right? So you can take the development and you can sell it to your holding company with 0 stamp duty. Do check this with your accountants. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And this company, this development company, of course, if you're holding it for a little while it's doing the development, it's going to be making a paper loss, isn't it? That loss can also be repurposed, as I understand it, to a third company that you might have in this tax structure, which might be a traditional company which makes profits, and you can, something that we are doing and so on, so you can actually deduct that from that profit margin. So your profit is actually reduced. Now, like what I say, you got to keep on the right side of HMRC's guidelines. You must adhere to the HMRC's rules and regulations. Please do get tax advice on this. But Bobby, there's some amazing things that you can do with tax, and I hope this my answer has inspired you into looking at even more. So if you're watching this on Clubhouse, feel free to ask your question. All good. Okay, cool. And well, we're gonna wrap up now. So I'm doing this every week. So just ask your questions, make comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're an experienced investor, I'd love to hear your experience as well. If you're new, that's brilliant. You come and join us every week, same time, same place. And by the way, if you're not following me yet on Clubhouse, then just click my face as it's on Clubhouse. Click my face and feel free to follow. And of course on YouTube, just a quick reminder, you can click on that YouTube channel and join us and click on the bell icon. My name is Cam Dovedi, the founder of Premier Property, helping you to take your property investing to the next level. Look forward to your questions next week. I'll see you soon.